Hello and welcome to a holiday-themed edition of IBI On Site. That's right, today is July 4th, Independence Day here at Canal Park, and the Rubber Ducks are fully in the spirit of America, dressing this ballpark from head to toe in red, white, and blue. They're expecting huge crowds with big fireworks for this weekend, and there is some baseball to be played, but unfortunately the Rubber Ducks have been hit by the injury bug as of late. And for further updates on all the injuries, unfortunately, we're going to talk to Mr. Dave Wallace, manager of the Rubber Ducks. Take a look. Okay, I am joined by the red-clad Mr. David Wallace, Rubber Ducks manager here on 4th of July. Are you enjoying the holiday thus far?
Yeah, very much.
It's been a quick turnaround for you guys, come in from Erie last night. But to kind of just generally look at the season thus far, it's about at the halfway point. How do you feel that your team what do you feel your team has accomplished to this point?
Well, I thought I'm real proud of the guys, how they've, had a consistent routine throughout the year. These are what we like to call the dog days. It's really getting hot out there. The length of the season can really become a factor right now. But it's important the guys to stay focused, to stay prepared, and then go out and just give whatever you have that night. And I think our guys have done that.
Now, starting to get down to the nitty-gritty, injuries have been a huge problem with this team right now. But Francisco seems to be back. Francisco Lindor seems to be back. How is he doing?
He's doing well. He played last 2 games in Erie, and he's wearing one of those masks, kind of we've seen some basketball players wear. He just wears it out in the field. He doesn't have to wear it hitting. And, you can tell he's had a week off. His timing's a little bit off the plate, but as far as field and ground balls, all that, he's got no restrictions. He looks good out there. He looks like himself.
Does he seem uncomfortable with the mask? I feel like that would be a little awkward.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, I think, the first night, but, he's the type of guy that's going to be able to put that behind him and focus on the task at hand, do what he needs to do. So I don't think it's holding him back in any way.
All right, we're going to run down the list here. Bryson Miles coming back from injury as well. What is his progress at this point?
He's out in Arizona right now, just still recovering. I think he's just starting to get into some land-based movements and get that knee strength back, and then he should be back in a couple weeks.
All right, next on the list, Tyler Naquin. That was a big blow. What is his prognosis at this point?
He had surgery yesterday and flew out to Arizona today to be out there at our spring training complex, and that's where all our guys will be rehabbing. But got a plate and a couple screws in his finger there. I'm not sure what the exact date he should be back, but he should be back with no limitations. Whenever that time is. That it's not something that's gonna affect him going forward. Once his finger's healed, it's healed, and should have no limitations.
And finally, Joey Wendell. He kind of just took a normal swing, and it seemed to break his hand.
Yeah, that's that hamate fracture that is somewhat typical here in baseball. A lot of times it happens to the guys that when they hold the bat and they hold the knob, their pinky off the end of the knob. He's not a guy that does that, so it's somewhat rare for a guy that doesn't hold his finger over the knob, but broke that hamate bone, which we've seen, and doctor went in there, had surgery, cleaned that up a little bit, and then it'll be about 6 weeks before he's back.
How tough is it with all these injuries in this clubhouse right now? I mean, these guys are such a tight-knit group. How is it to have some of these guys just out?
Well, obviously it'll really impact us on the field, but I think more importantly, it's going to have more of an impact in the clubhouse because Joey and Tyler, those are 2 guys, Bryson as well, that were played huge roles in that clubhouse. Team leaders, guys that everybody looked to in tough times and in good times, and those guys did the things the right way. So we're going to miss them in that aspect. Great opportunity for some other guys to get some at-bats and some regular time on the field. And, so far those guys have stepped up.
Right, and there are a couple of guys who have stepped up, including Anthony Gallas, who's on a roll right now. What is he doing that's made him so successful?
Well, I know you've heard me say it a lot, and you might get tired of it, but it's really pitch selection. He's getting good pitches to hit, and he's getting good pitches to hit because he's laying off of some tough pitches, even if that means taking a strike early in counts, waiting for a mistake that he can drive, and he's getting those mistakes and he's putting the barrel on them.
All right, and finally, what are you looking forward to most about the second half? How do you see this team going?
Well, I just look forward to our guys to continue to work their tails off and develop, and put themselves in good positions to get one step closer to Cleveland. We're gonna have a fun second half. We're right there in the playoff race. We haven't seen Richmond yet, who's up there with us. We've seen Bowie a lot. And we got a few more series with them, so those will be exciting games. It's always better at this time to be playing for something, playoffs, even though that might not be our central focus. But it does add a little bit of excitement, and we're excited to go, and we're going to try to earn that playoff spot.
All right, well, there you have it. David Wallace, enjoy your 4th of July, and enjoy the Vandy win in the College World Series.
Heck yeah, thanks, Hayden.
All right, we'll be back with more from IBI On Site.
Hi, this is Tony Lastoria from Indians Baseball Insider. The new 2014 Cleveland Indians Baseball Insider Top 100 Prospects and More book is now available at IndiansBaseballInsider.com, Amazon.com, and also local retail outlets at the Lake County Captains and the Mahoning Valley Scrappers team store.
All right, welcome back to IBI On Site. I now have the pleasure of being joined by Anthony Gallas, Ohio native, Strongsville guy. What does it mean to be back home and playing in front of your family and friends here in Northeast Ohio?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you can't ask for anything else. Being back, having people at the games, to support you, it's special.
And on top of it all, you're playing very well right now. I mean, your numbers are up. And when you get to the plate, what are you feeling right now? How confident are you?
I just try to take it pitch to pitch, focus on my next swing, not to get, I try not to get caught up in the numbers and, what do I got to do tonight? Just take it pitch to pitch, my next swing. That's all I think about.
Now, how important is that approach when you get to the plate? Because, you tend to not overthink that way. Or is that helping your success right now?
Yeah, I think it's making me dial in. I can narrow my scope of what I want to focus on, and it's helping me just stay locked in every at-bat.
Now, you're a bit older and a bit more experienced. Do you think that helps you as well as, kind of being a more learned guy at this point?
No, because I'd say this is my first time being at this level. I'd like to think that I'm a smart guy and I'm starting to figure things out, but, I just take it day to day, and I don't think my age has anything to do with it.
So you've bounced around a little bit within the Indians organization. What's it like being here in Akron with a new team and a team you haven't seen before?
It's cool, man. I actually get to see a new ballpark. I was in Carolina for a while, and there's only 8 teams in that league. So let's just say I was a little tired of that league. It's cool being able to go to new ballparks now, and it's just a good experience.
What was the Carolina experience like for you? I mean, outside of just seeing the same teams every day, what did you learn down there that you're bringing here to this level?
I think that level and that league made me a better player because, like I said, there's only 8 teams in the league. So you're playing 7 other teams the whole season. There was a stretch this year. We played Wilmington Blue Rocks 17 times before the All-Star break. So, after a little bit, the team's going to know you, you're going to know that team, and you have to make adjustments, and it forces you to become a better player. I think coming up here, it prepared me for this level.
Now, you said you had to make adjustments. What kind of adjustments are you making going from level to level?
I think here you just have to learn that guy's off speed. It's going to start in the zone. Even their fastballs are going to start in the zone and then leave. So you just have to really, like I said, dial in and focus on your zone and your pitch. But that being said, the umpires are better up here, which is nice. And I think you just got to take it series to series. Some teams are going to throw away on you, some teams are going to throw in, some are going to give you more off speed, and you just got to make adjustments and trust yourself and do what you do best. I've heard do it 80% of the time, and the other 20 make the adjustments.
In terms of just your routine and development kind of things, what are you doing here that's any different than you've done in the past, or have they taught you anything different than they've taught you in the past?
Routine-wise, as far as like in the weight room and stuff, it's the same I've been doing all year. I think that's what the Indians do great is you can go level to level, and I know all the staff, but the way the strength coaches set up the lifts, the way the trainer has the training room set up, everything, the way the cages run. it's all the same. But the one adjustment hitting-wise that I think I've been making that's put me in a good position for more success is I've just been getting more directional to the ball, not staying so much back and getting towards the pitcher, and it's helped me stay through the ball.
Now, while you've been playing so well, a lot of your teammates have been down with injuries. How important is it for you to come in and fill a role? And, I mean, how excited are you to be able to fill that role and fill it so well right now that some of the guys are leaving behind with their injuries?
You know, I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. And, you know, it just so happened that I got it, you know, with, you know, our team kind of injury plagued, you know, and I'm just going to make the best of every opportunity and go with it.
Now, for the second half of the season, I know you haven't spent the entirety of the first half of the season here. So what are you looking forward to most about the second half of the year and, you know, the things that are to come?
I can't wait for September. I want, you know, I want to win a ring. I've never been able to play in the playoffs in professional baseball, and I'm really looking forward to that opportunity. I think we got a good team, we got a good staff, good bullpen, and I think if we just play to what we're capable to, we're going to find ourselves in September deep and, you know, having a chance to make a run at that title. And I think, you know, right now I'm preparing myself like we're going to be there, and that's my goal. I want to be there. And
what better way to do it than in front of family and friends, right?
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
All right, well, there you have it. Anthony Gallas, outfielder here for the Rubber Ducks. Thanks so much for coming on today. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. When we get back, we'll have more for you on IBI On Site.
This is IBI's Jim Piascik, encouraging you to check out my weekly piece, The War Room. The War Room runs every Sunday, bringing you the kind of advanced stats for Cleveland's minor leaguers you can't find anywhere else. So please join me each Sunday, and let me take you into the War Room.
All right, welcome back to IBI On Site. I'm now joined again, as I was earlier this season, by Jake Dungan, who is an editor and a contributor to IBI and also a Rubber Ducks intern here. He's been watching this team since day one. And recently, Jake, we talked with David Wallace about this. Injuries. Big time injuries here with Joe Wendell, with Francisco Lindor, with Tyler Naquin, especially the big three trio here with the Rubber Ducks. How is this team going to fare without them at this point?
Well, it's been tough, definitely tough. It's definitely for the All-Star team, because I think that those three are the All-Star representatives for the Rubber Ducks this year. So they will not be able to participate, unfortunately. But they have fared well, because they've had guys step up, like Anthony Gallas, who has come up and is hitting the crap out of everything right now. And then you have Eric Gonzalez came up for Lindor. Ollie Linton's filled in nicely in center field. And second base has been, you know, on a rotation basis between Justin Toole, Eric Gonzalez, Tony Walters. But they've been able to get it done. But guys like Anthony Gallas in particular, who I'm sure we'll talk about more in a second, it's been nice to see them step up and be able to fill the roles and be able to keep the team moving, even without the key contributors.
Right, and we just talked to Anthony Gallas, one of the Northeast Ohio guys here, back with the Rubber Ducks. And what is he, when he steps to the plate, what is he going to bring? What is making him so successful right now?
Well, he has a great swing. I had a chance to watch him while I was standing in the dugout. He was taking some practice swings. He's got a nice, strong, quick swing. Not a lot of moving parts. Just puts the bat on the ball, and he is not getting cheated on these hits. These are all the hits he's been getting so far are line drives, and you can tell by his stats. You know, he has a .403 batting average, a BABIP of nearly 450, and you know the power is coming through. He's hit some very nice. He had a moonshot here during the last homestand. It's just been very nice to see him step up and be able to contribute. I think that coming back, being closer to home, being a Cleveland native, has been nice for him coming up from Carolina, coming back home. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting when Bryson Miles comes back, because he's set to be reactivated soon. We'll see what they do with their outfield situation after that. But I think Gallas might have a chance of going to Columbus.
Yeah, you were talking earlier that Anthony Gallas might be a guy that we could even see at Cleveland next year or something around those lines. Do you legitimately see him as a Columbus Clipper if he keeps this up?
I think so, because I look at him and it doesn't seem like the pitchers here are posing much of a challenge to him. Now, he's only played 20 games, so we'll see if the teams adjust at all. But Well, so far it just doesn't look like he's that they know what to do with him when he steps up to the plate. So, and he has been in Columbus before. He did make the jump from Single A to Columbus. I think it was a year or two ago. So it's not like it's uncharted territory for him. But I could definitely see him if he goes to Columbus and continues to hit well. I could definitely see him as a September call-up for the Tribe.
Now, another guy that's been filling in that you hit upon recently is Eric Gonzalez. What does he bring? What is his game all about?
Well, I haven't seen enough of him. He's only played a handful of games. He struggled mightily when he first came up here. He played like 3 or 4 games before he actually got his first hit. Got grounded into a few double plays, and he just wasn't having any luck at the plate. And then all of a sudden he starts hitting the ball. He has 2 hit, 3 hit games. And he's been playing some nice defense over at shortstop. So, but Lindor's back and healthy now after that little nasal fracture. So we'll see what happens there. How they he's still with the team now, but we'll see what they do now that Lindor's back and he's going to be playing every day at shortstop.
Now, there are some Rubber Ducks that have been here since the very beginning that you think are really starting to get their things going. Will Roberts being one of them on the mound. What is he bringing right now that's different that he's brought in the past?
Well, I'm actually going to talk to him in a little bit here, but just speaking stat-wise, he has been his start to the season wasn't as great. He had an ERA around 4.5 in his first 10 starts. His last month or so, 6 starts in June, he has had an ERA under 3, and the hitters are only batting .224 off of him compared to batting .290 off of him in the first 2 months combined. So he's really been turning things around, and it's nice to see because now we have Joe Colon and Will Roberts stepping up when we thought like Cody Anderson was going to be a top pitching prospect. They've passed him up now because Cody Anderson is still struggling. But
yeah, I just wanted to talk about Cody Anderson real quick. What is his problem right now? I mean, it's obviously struggling really pretty much as worse as he has as bad as he has in his career.
Yeah, his stock has really fallen. It's been a shame to see because he has such potential. One of the things that Indian scouts liked about him is he's built like a major league pitcher. He seems like if he could develop his talent, he could step into the major leagues pretty easily and handle himself well. I think it's just been all mechanical with him. I think something has been thrown off of his mechanics between the last season and this one, and he's just been trying to work through it. I know that Dave Wallace and Jeff Harris, the pitching coach, have been working with him. We've seen some sparks here and there of him being good, but he just hasn't found consistency yet.
Now, one of the guys who also has been here is Jake Lowry. Obviously, he was injured earlier in the year, got a ball to the face, and really did some damage. He's back. He's playing well. What's been different for him?
I think it's just shaking off the rust because he was out for weeks with that orbital fracture on his eye, and he still has a nice scar on his eye. So yeah, it was pretty bad when it happened to him, like the second or third week of the season. So it's taken a while for him to get back into the groove, but it looks like he's getting some hits falling in. He's showing a little power. So we'll see what he does. He's getting back behind the plate, he's taking some reps at first base. We'll see how it goes in the second half.
All right, we're about at the halfway point of the season, Jake. Thus far, it's been a pretty good ride for the Rubber Ducks. What do you see for the second half?
Hopefully more of the same. I mean, the pitching, I talked to Bryson Miles about this when I was writing my big feature article about the Rubber Ducks. He feels like that this team has been together so long. A bunch of these players have been together so long, essentially since the beginning, that they're finally starting to gel and play well together and play off each other's strengths. And hopefully we see more of that. We'll see what happens with the second half with the roster moves that happen. Some guys might get moved up, but if this core group stays together for most of the season, I like what the future holds for this ball club.
All right, there you have it, Jake Dungan. Give yourself a little plug time. Where can people find you?
I'm at Major League Jake on Twitter. I'll be posting some articles, hopefully more of them in the second half, specifically related to the Rubber Ducks. IndiansBaseballInsider.com. You can find me there. I'm always writing Indians recaps and stuff like that. And we're trying to find time to do Call the Bullpen. It won't be a regular thing like it was last year because of our schedules, but we'll try to get in a few more shows before the end of the season.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for coming on today, and good seeing you, buddy.
Good seeing you, man.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of IBI On Site. I hope you enjoyed your July 4th weekend, be it at the ballpark or at a barbecue or with family and friends. I hope you enjoyed your time, and look out for more episodes of IBI On Site in the coming weeks as we take you through more locations within the Indians organization. Until then, I'm Hayden Grove. We'll catch you next time.